Back for one final time here on the CET Sports High School Football Preview Show, along with Marty Cesario, Brian Roth with you. Again, don't forget you can follow us all season long on Twitter. You can follow us at CET Sports. Of course, Marty Cesario all over Twitter as well, at Marty Cesario, and you can find me on Twitter at Brian H. Roth. All right, we already showed you our 4A preseason top 10. Let's get you to the 5A top 10. Coming in at number 10, Matt Lloyd's Ralston Valley Mustangs had a great regular season last year, upended in the state semifinals. Fairview comes in at number 9. Tom McCartney's air attack is they're going to be throwing the football all over the yard here this year. Regis coming off a second-round playoff appearance from last year. They returned 15 starters. They're at number 8. Grandview in at number 7. The Wolves finishing at 8-4 in 2012. And Chaparral upset in the second round by Eagle Crest last year. Probably the upset of the tournament. Chaparral and John Vogt's team back into our top 10s. Marty, 6 through 10, what do you see? What do you like?
Yeah, you look at some of the names of the programs at the bottom 10. 5A is going to look good this year. There are a lot of good football teams. You talk Ralston Valley sitting at number 10. I mean, Coach Lloyd has 180 kids in his program. Depth is definitely a strength for that football program. I think of that when we get to fourth quarters. He's also got some great players like Jacob Nip, who's running the quarterback. The kid was 70% last year. It'll be less than 20 per game in terms of pass attempts, but he's just, so solid running the offense for the Mustangs. And then he's got a great running back in Andrew Wingard to help rely on that stuff too. Fairview, that's been a big deal this year. Everybody talking about Fairview and what they do in the passing game. They're just amazing. Anders Hill looks solid. He had the injuries last year. The kid has just been impressing so many people. He's the kid who really gave me the most mentions in terms of conversations with coaches over the summertime. They kept talking about that Fairview kid, and he's got Sam Martin to throw to. They're going to throw for 50 a game, and it's going to be very exciting. Regis Jesuit. What I'm thinking with them is Coach Nolan's got 18 returning starters, and then a kid like Grant Neal who'll play both ways. He's a fullback and also a defensive end. This kid is a serious D1 stud. He's going to help lead them to some big things. Chuk is going to be the running back for Grandview. That excites me. I'm a big fan of Chuk Obina. And then defensive talent. Coach Schultz has that. And Chaparral. Brandon Malone, I joke, he might have a 1,500-yard year in terms of receiving yards, and then they got R.J. Martin leading the defense. The Wolverines will be strong.
Yeah, and Malone's a kid who's garnering some D1 looks not only in the sport of football, but also in the sport of basketball. To the rest of the 5A top 10s, number 5, the Cherry Creek Bruins. Do not underestimate Dave Logan, having a year under his belt at Cherry Creek High School. Pomona comes in at number 4. Jay Madden's team, there's only one way to describe them. Huge. They are loaded up front. Number 3, Thunder Ridge, led by quarterback Brody Westmoreland, of course, made a run to the semifinals last year. Number 2, Cherokee Trail, out of the Centennial League. Many people feel like they have a legitimate shot to make it back to Mile High. And then, of course, number 1, there you see him, the Eagles of Valor Christian. Coaching change. In steps Rod Sherman, of course, doubles as the athletic director. Marty, Valor Christian once again atop our poll. That means we have the defending champ in 4A as our number 1 team in Class 4A. Defending champ in 5A, Valor, our number 1 team in 5A.
Yeah, the science, it's just us giving our opinions, but also based on what you see in the top 5 there. This is based on what coaches have told us over the summertime too. They still respect Valor, and I think coaches agree with us that you got to beat them. And when you topple the king, then we can start talking. For now, Valor definitely is the squad you got to beat. And they still have Christian McCaffrey, who's a D1 player going to Stanford. And you still got big tackles up there like Isaiah Holland, and they got a great defense. They're retooled, and again, you're just going to have to beat them. Cherokee Trail was interesting this year. I keep saying, especially on Twitter, I'm getting the sense that what we saw last year, their run to the big stadium to play in that championship game, that was a precursor to what we might see this year. Coaches are yakking about this football team, especially in the camps like up at CSU. They got some great players. Evan White, obviously a D1 player back there in the free safety position. Give a lot of respect to what Coach Thielen does. Thunder Ridge, a lot of talk about them. Brody Westmoreland to Mark Hopper may be the most exciting passing connection throughout the season. Keep an eye on that. Of course, big Sam Jones up front. And then Pomona, yes, they're very large. Throw out a couple of names. Kendall Ryan, he pushes over 300. Zach Steffel, large kid, he's going to play D1 football. The Panthers, big black, they're going to play bruising Jeffco football, and they're going to be just fine.
Yeah, Steffo is in fact given a verbal commitment to play for Jim McElwain and Colorado State. Again, one more look there at the 5A top 10. A lot of times you're throwing darts at a dartboard, but hey, listen, we've talked to every coach in Class 5A here this year. That's the list that we came up with.